Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Almost to the end of the week, and yes, I am tired. It's been a very busy week. I'm a little low energy right now, um, which is typical for the first few weeks out of the year running a tech company. There's new updates, new threats, new standards to adopt, a lot of things to close off from the year before. So I have a I've had a long week. Busy week, and tomorrow is probably going to be a very busy day, but I'm kind of looking forward to the weekend. I'm probably going to sleep 12 hours straight. Anyway, I'm going to try and be quick here because I am so tired. This is part three of my talk on AI and my framework and philosophy behind what I built. A quick recap. Part one, I talked about automation and how AI doesn't replace jobs. Employers are replacing jobs with automation, and AI is just the next tool for automation, which actually which turns out to be a problem because of the significance of AI and what it does, or I should say the potential of it, because we don't actually have true AI yet. We have very smart, very advanced search and retrieval with very limited cognition. And then my second video, I talked about the opportunity that AI has for us as far as a civilization goes, and how we can begin the process if it's used correctly to go beyond operating on survival to start moving towards a new type of economy where everybody's basic needs are met, but there's still room for people to profit, to grow, to start businesses. One of the things that the United States did and did really well was that we raised the standard of poverty in the country, right? So our poor is wealthier than most of the poor in other countries. We raised that standard. AI is giving us an opportunity to raise that standard again, where everyone's need, food, shelter, security, and housing on a basic level are met. So no more homeless, no more people going hungry. We have an opportunity to fix that if AI is used correctly. And the new economy would allow people to benefit, profit, grow, raise your standard of living based on their contribution to society, and not just the purely how much can I get paid for driving profit. The way that I do that, the way I'm working towards that, is by changing how we use AI. Currently, it's being used for profit, and it's just being used as another great tool to automate processes. But it's happening in an economy where capitalism has shifted from the core idea that we create the highest quality products at the lowest possible cost while paying the highest wages. We've shifted capitalism from employees and people first to turning humans into assets. And we have an opportunity with AI, if used correctly, to change that back. But it does require us to make some changes in the way we think, the way we operate. Now, I'm not naive enough to think I can change the way people think on a massive level. I think I said that in the last video. But what I can do is create a system or a tool using AI to change the way we are informed, right? So, one of the things I want to do is help us get rid of the negative biases that are built on survival, the biases that tells us whether someone else is deserving or not because they didn't work as hard, or they don't look like me, or they don't think like me, or they don't agree with our group, so they don't deserve what we have. That type of negative biases that we have, or the core belief that in order for us to win, they have to lose. We need to get rid of those biases. A good example of that is Something that I read, I don't know how true it is, though I think it is based with some grain of truth. You know how the internet changes things. But it was of a college professor who has a really, really hard exam and it counts for a large portion of the grade. And it's notorious because not a lot of people actually pass it. The vast majority gets D's, several fail. The average is a C average. And every once in a while, you'll get like one person out of like 100 that gets an A, and a few people that make a B, but everybody else falls below the average. So what he does is a little experiment where he holds a vote, and each class, if they vote yes, then everybody across the board gets a B, and everybody passes, and everybody gets to move forward. But in all the years he's done that, apparently it's never happened because there's always a few people that feel they can do better, that they feel other people aren't deserving because they didn't study as hard as they did. So, it's really a survival thing where they would rather fail themselves than see someone else who they think doesn't deserve it pass. And, that's the kind of bias that we need to actually get rid of. And what I want to do is I want to use AI to create an AI aware society that's built on an ontological first priority, ontology, not oncology with a T, being the study of being. So what I did was I gave it an identity and I gave it a purpose and a specific role. And I answered it and I grounded it in a worldview with origin, meaning, morality, and destiny. And then I gave it a higher level of governance so it doesn't do things like hallucinate or lie. It doesn't blindly mimic. It doesn't become your cheerleader and just agree with everything you say, which is what happens with typical models. And the purpose is really simple. The purpose is to serve in the best interest of the domain in which it's in, or which it's a part of. And the role is very specific. It's to inform with meaningful and informative conversations that are free of negative biases. So it becomes a source of information to help people do it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a part 2 to this video. So I will be right back.